happy, content family consisting of a beautiful mother, Betty Jo, a caring father, Donald, and their loving daughter, Maggie Lynn. They lived on a beautiful, spacious farm with acres and acres of green with no neighbors for miles and miles, and a bright red barn that is home to many cows, pigs, horses, geese, chickens, and goats. In early December of 1666, Betty Jo caught a horrible unknown disease, and a few weeks later, on one particularly harsh December night, Maggie Lynn and Donald watched their beloved Betty Jo take her last breath. And with a face as hard as stone, her father whisked her mother's body away to be buried. The girl tried to follow her father, but he turned around and demanded she stay there in the living room. Donald never showed nor told Maggie Lynn where her mother lay to rest, but she never questioned her father's actions. His beloved wife's death left a gaping hole in his heart, which caused him to go into a deep, dark depression. So Donald turned to alcohol to numb the constant ache he felt in his heart. Alcohol made the father cruel towards his daughter, physically and emotionally. He controlled everything she did, and if she didn't do the task perfectly, it wasn't a good day for Maggie Lynn. She was also expected to have breakfast ready by 8 a.m. and dinner ready at 6 p.m. Maggie Lynn shuddered at the amount of greasy, fatty meals she had to cook. Biscuits and gravy, bacon, fried chicken, mashed potatoes, apple pie, fried catfish, coleslaw, and peach cobbler.
Though she was required to keep the entire house clean at all times, there was one place she was never allowed to go under any circumstance: her father's bedroom. She had no idea why, because she had always been allowed in there before, but she never dared to try going in there despite her immense curiosity, because the repercussions of doing so immensely outweighed the satisfying her curiosity.
Dad, can I come in? Go away, Maggie Lynn!
She frequently found herself dreaming about escaping her father's cruel and demeaning treatment, but was too scared to even think about trying to escape. This was the only land she had ever known, the only people she had ever known. A year later, Maggie Lynn went outside to get snow to make some snow cream, something her and her mother always did when there was fresh snow. When she got back into the kitchen, she began to retrieve the vanilla and milk as her father walked in and saw what she was doing.
Snow cream.
What are you doing, Maggie Lynn?
I'm making some snow cream, Dad.
Why?
Because it reminds me of Mom.
You're wasting our resources, Maggie Lynn.
I'm sorry, Dad.
I'm so mad at you, Maggie Lynn.
Later that night, she looked in the mirror and gasped at the handprint on her cheek. She began to quietly weep, desperately longing for her mother to be there to comfort her.
It was early April that same year, and the flowers were blossoming. She had been taking kitchen towels one by one to make a rope to hang out of the window. Each night she let down the rope and anticipated how much longer it would be until she would be free. Finally, it came the day. When she finally reached the bottom, she started running faster, faster, and faster until all of a sudden she trips and rolls down a hill until she reached the bottom. She realized she had no idea where she was, where to go, or what the world outside of a farmhouse is like. How will I meet people? Where are other people? How do I get anywhere to meet people? She got more and more anxious as she thought about these things. After contemplating her options for a while, she reluctantly decided to go back. With tears in her eyes, she turned around and started walking home. When she returned home from her failed escape plan, she finds her father dead in the living room. Maggie Lynn was in shock and stared at her dead father's body, emotionless. The now orphaned girl suddenly remembered her father's bedroom and quickly ran up the stairs into his room. The door creaked as she slowly opened the door. Maggie Lynn faced yet another surprise when she was looking straight at her mother's dead body. She was in such a shock that she didn't know what to do or how to feel. She was in such a shock that she didn't know what to do or how to feel. As she stood there contemplating once again, she quietly got up, turned around, went down the stairs, out of the door, and never looked back.